Everybody? We are back. It's the big show, Call to the Pen HQ, with the big guy, big mouth, from the Big Apple, Big Johnny Stud at John Laghezza on the Bird app. Give me any time of day, any day of the week. Brian Rose. Buen dia. What's going on, everybody? Man, what a weird day. These half slates, we should all just get the day off. Come on. Right or wrong. So we got a bunch early on. I really want to be consistent with the delivery because it really does mean a lot to me that we're thinking about the commuter crowd and all the people listening on the way home. So I am going to start with the 3 night games, which is so weird, these odd scheduling days. And then we'll circle back. We'll get some of the daytime stuff. There's going to be plenty of time. Like I said, really weird one. So today's like a wham, bam, thank you, man. We'll be in and out of here in a half hour probably. Nothing wrong with that, right? A little short day. I was up late writing. God, I put up the nerdiest article that you ever did see. But I will not bury the lead for my people. Right? If you follow me here, you deserve it. That I ran tons of correlation and stuff for just in season. And like, just chase whip. If you're playing fantasy baseball rest of the way, just chase whip and the rest will take care of itself. Literally just chase whip. Everything and nothing else matters at all. You know, strikeouts or ground balls or fly balls, literally nothing else matters. Just get whip. Because of the BA and Raisin Babbitt with the Raisin home runs, right? You put that stuff together. What do you got? Bibbidi bobbidi boop. When you hang with us, fastest show in MLB, absolutely anywhere. Make sure you rate, review, and subscribe. That was fun to do a little detour, right? We have some time. You know, that's always the stuff that I love the most. Again, you know, you talk about the feathers in the cap, this being the restaurant where the chefs eat. You know, and I take a lot of pride in that people who want to learn come here. People who are quite literally involved in the business come here. Let's take a second. Hat tip our people up at TSN north of the border. Matty Cause, if you're listening, thank you very much for platforming us. You know, our little Sparta operation here, right? We may be small, but we are ferocious. My goodness, we are ferocious straight up. And that was just so validating, right? Kind of a lion in the mouse moment, our little thing here as we scrap and claw towards 900 and hopefully 1,000 subscribers on a YouTube channel. Hit the button and the thumb and whatever cartoon logos they've added since I started rambling, because that stuff matters more than it should. Support your boys here at Call to the Pen, redheaded stepchild of the Hammer Betting Network. All right, let's dive into it. 3 late ones. It's orange birds, blackbirds with orange vests. Kyle Gibson on the bump, on the road for B-More, going to Tampa to face the flat fish of Florida, and Tyler Glasnow on the mound. Man, we often talk about regression here, right? You come here for the nuance and the context, we popping the hood on these pitchers looking for regression. Looking at you, Kyle Hendricks, he weaseled away from us yesterday. I didn't get my Washington first 5, of course, 8 hits and a hit by pitch. They were 1 for 10 RISP in the first 5 innings. Hendricks escaped. Then someone gave me a hard time on social media for calling him lucky. Oh my God. Then referenced Sandy Koufax, of all people. I don't know. Twitter is a strange place. Kyle Gibson, 115 innings so far. 4.77 ERA, 1.35 whip, 7.30 OPS. Like, this guy is just a jag. But the earned run indicators are probably right in line, right? Nothing above 5, but nothing below 4.5. 10% came on his BB, 10% swing and strike. Really just a guy. Too many balls, though. I'm a bit surprised with the control. Something, again, that I like to add on my pitching sheet. If you're into that stuff, Stuart Durst, what's up? Good morning. Multiple G's. On Twitter, we'll direct you to the sharpener link and all my data. I really think it's helpful to start to understand how we put together the tapestry here, right? So days like today, I get to take a little more time to explain how we come to these conclusions, where when we have 15 games in 40 minutes, it's just freaking impossible to do all the explanations. Jeff L., good morning. Capos, left and right. Again, the sharpest people just come here. And again, it's a testament as much to the comment section as to me, right? If we sound arrogant, whatever, you got to be able to kind of push up against the line of confidence and arrogance. Hopefully you're surrounded by enough positive people to draw you back, right? That's kind of the key. Surround yourself with positivity, not negativity. Feathers in the cap are flying. Let's get back into Kyle Gibson, just a guy. Tons of contact. The thing I wanted to mention again was what I put on the sheet is adding ball rate, right? Percentage of balls opposed to just walk rate. So his walk rate's below 8, which is like average, but the ball rate above 38. Again, 36 is about average, 38 above really bad, 34 and below really good. He survives in the ground ball, 47% ground ball for Gibson, keeping the ball in the yard. Though he has gotten hit hard, right? We're going to remember, too, also another lesson, right? Lessons aplenty today. One of the questions I get a lot, fantasy betting, baseball analysis in general, people ask about hard hit rates. There are different ones. One you may find on, and how they can be so different, right? You may hear 2 consecutive podcasts or live streams talk about the same exact hitter in the same exact time frame, quoting hard hit rates. One talking about being low, one talking about it being high. And it's possible, it does happen. So in case you're ever wondering, Fangraphs uses BIS, that's Baseball Information Solutions. They have like a proprietary algorithm, but there's also a subjective element. Somebody is actually there. So there's a human thumb. And you're not going to get credit for ground balls. Not any ground ball, but most ground balls. Whereas the other hard hit rate, generally the higher one, because it's a more broad description, is Savant, that's 95 miles an hour. So you can see where if you're a worm-eating ground ball machine, Vlad Guerrero, not to kill my Canadian friends, I just prop them up. But a guy Guerrero hits the snot out of the ball as far as exit velocity. But when the launch angle is really low, some of the really hard hit ground balls at fielders are not going to be considered hard hit balls, where they are in Savant because they cross that objective measure of 95 miles an hour. When we know that there is a correlation between slugging and exit velocity, which is why we use it. Right? It's intuitive, hard hit balls matter. But again, just a little bit of something there. Context and nuance. Learn something. Why don't you? Right? Learn something every day. You'd be surprised how much smarter you're getting over a time frame. All right, so back to Kyle Gibson. He's had no answer for lefties. That's probably where he's going to get in trouble today. Excuse me, sorry about that. 294 batting average allowed to lefties, 810 OPS, sub 17% K rate. And he's just been okay on the road, struggling last. I don't know. I listed as 30 days. It's not a true 30 days. I don't just clip 30 days. Eno at The Athletic has done work on pitch stabilization around 400 pitches. And there's something to that, right? And I think we kind of know that intuitively also. Pitching changes more quickly than hitting. Chad Rink, what's up? The trajectory of a pitcher can change more quickly. Delivery, pitch mix, velocity, biomechanics, and stuff like that, where hitters are really trying to be consistent and then having a long sample helping. Pitchers, you want the whole sample, but again, I've been talking about this all year, but it's the truth. If you're still looking for like positive regression from Lance Lynn and Alec Manoah all year, you got cracked. You got beat up all season, legit. You did. And again, beginning of the year, I think you should, right? 200 innings. These guys are strong. Strikeouts. After a while, you got to kind of let it go. Things are changing. So Kyle Gibson probably in some trouble today. Up against Tyler Glasnow, 3.78 ERA, 1.25 WHIP, 7.23 OPS, but that just does not tell the tale. Right, the Sierra at 3, came out as walk ERA at 3, xFIP below 3. Again, I mentioned that correlative work I did at The Athletic. xFIP so far this year, and again, that doesn't mean too much, and I'm very clear about not overreacting to it, but xFIP was the most correlative to in-season ERA of all the estimators, except for expected ERA. His expected ERA is elevated because he was getting touched early on. So back to Glasnow, 35% K, 26 K minus BB, 33.5 CSW, 38% whiff rate. These are just popping off the page. Right, he gets ahead, he wins in the zone, 82% in-zone contact, 45% ground ball. So, I mean, it's just everything. Too many hard hit balls, too many barrels so far. But again, Glasnow coming off of injury. We know the ceiling for him. And I think patience is a virtue when it comes to guys that have this kind of skill level. Right, last 2 outings, he went 6, gave up 1, struck out 7. One before that, 5 2/3, gave up 1, struck out at 8. Then struck out 11 and 12 in the games before that, even though he gave up a couple runs. Got to think it's wheels up for Glasnow, like ace stuff rest of the way. Baltimore offense has been really good. It's going to be a true test. 290 batting average, 364 OBP, and an 869 OPS for the Blackbirds last 500 plate appearances. Those are all top 3 in the league on the back of a strong disciplinary basket. Single-digit K-minus walk as a team in that time frame. 88 zone contact, 49 hard hit. Like, think about the combinations, right? And why I don't want the show to just be number. But again, I mentioned the tapestry and have those things speak to you, right? Have the stats sing to you. Because they don't strike out, because they make a lot of contact, then you go to the barrel rates. So it's going to be a really tough, it's a tough sledding. Also, Baltimore hitting lefties extremely well. Oh, I'm sorry. I had my McClanahan, my race aces. Either way, righties hitting righties pretty well as well. Baltimore, that offense looking really good. So I don't know if I really want to pay the juice here. You go into the bullpens, probably get the Spider-Man GIF. Similar ERA, similar whips. Both looking pretty good on the season. Tampa Bay has corrected course a touch as of late. They have a sub-1 whip last 45 innings, 188 batting average allowed. So I guess the parlay is probably Tampa here. I don't think I'm going to get with the juice, though. Algo agrees. Tampa kind of with the clear. So it's like, oh, man. I don't like to force action on light days. Tampa might be a money line play, Jay. Keep that in mind. Because I do like them to win. But I don't want to give it the full innings. But, man, we got stung yesterday. Red Sox lost to the A's. What an embarrassment. Anyway, A's offense is decent, but I like Bayo. I'm taking that 100 times out of 100. Next up, Steven Matz is back with the Cardinals on the road. 115 dog in Wrigley against the Baby Bears, Marcus Stroman, and the Cubbies. Matz, 4.86 ERA, 1.5 whip, OPS, right at 800 on the nose. I mean, it's pretty ugly. 13K minus BB, not getting ahead. I also have some control metrics on that sheet that I mentioned. Can be helpful sometimes to explain it. And I have I called it miss percentage. It's quite literally a middle metric. Savant has those colored boxes. It's quite literally the center box. Now, again, idea not to be too broad stroked, but it depends on the pitcher, right? So Glasnow, McClanahan, guys with filth Strider, you're more willing to look past misses, technical misses, because the stuff is so filthy. But when it comes to a guy like Steven Matz, you don't want him missing 8% of the time. Think about that. 8.5% of pitches is really, really bad. Opposed to Stroman, sub-6, which is excellent. 7 right in the middle. Not inducing chases. This is Matz. He has suppressed some hard contact, but I think he's in trouble. Again, as a lefty, these kind of righty splits are going to get you in trouble. 309 batting average, 846 OPS on the season against righties. And they're really struggling on the road. 324 BA, 835 OPS. ERA north of 6. You know what? Since I got a second here, who do we got? There's got to be a player prop for us here somewhere. Stroman's been awesome. Sub-3 ERA, whip just above 1, OPS south of 600. Just excellent. Obviously, the scoring stuff is going to struggle a bit, right? But providing the walk rate is low, it's below 9. The swing and strike's not going to be there because he's kind of pitching to contact, that number up at 90%. But 59 ground ball, 21 fly ball, it's just 28% hard hit rate on BIS, that first one I mentioned. It such a small number. Maybe the lowest there is, definitely lowest in the slate. 3.5 barrel, half a home run per 9 for Stroman. The reason I was mentioning the Cubs props, I got to stop going up against the Cardinal offense. They've been downright awesome. They're up off the mat. We know they're highly talented. So as much as I like Stroman, as much as I maybe even like the Cubs, I just got to stop going up against these crazy good teams that could light you up, and then you have to hope to catch up. Oh, sorry. Of course I botched. Of course I took all that time to ramble and then botched my split. But I got it right here. With Cubbies, I thought I was going with Dansby out. I thought I was looking at Seiya. I thought I had my mind on Seiya as a righty. It was actually versus lefty. It's Haps of a split. So let's get Haps total bases up. That was the one, man. We were hitting this really early on in the year. We had a lot of luck with Hap. He kind of entered his down phase. Now he's been looking good again. We also over the bases with Hap. I love those plus money, man. You know, it's plus 135, plus 140. I saw that one. So we're going to look to take advantage of the really awful match split and stay away from the Cardinal offense. Though I do think at 135, the Cubbies probably get it done. The bullpen's been a bit of an issue, though. 5.25 ERA, 4.11 Sierra, 1.3 whip for the Cubbies last 31 innings. 40 fly ball, 9% barrel, 2.3 homer 9. That is going to get you in trouble. And again, we know no, parents. Sorry, I got sidetracked. We know the Cardinals offense up off the mat, like I mentioned. So I don't think I'm going to look to tempt him with the Cubs offense. So I think Cubs are good. Let's smash the Hap one. Again, if the ticket is a little skinny today, that's fine. Maybe have some action on the early stuff. Next up, I don't want to bury the lead. This one I know I got was one of my stronger algo hits. I like to share. Listen, I do sell this stuff. Again, we just dropped the price. It's only $20 rest of season. You get like all the data you could stomach. I really think I get some great feedback from some sharps that I know use it. And I think for a couple cents a day, it's well worth it. See a whole bunch of Chrome tabs and everything is formatted to kind of highlight some of the data that we go over so fast because I don't have time. But, BAs allowed, that stuff on the road, the combine, it really is really helpful. And again, you see it all in one place every single day, plus bets. I don't know, how could you go wrong? Maybe you learn something. So next up, again, the algo scores, which I do print out as well. I'm just way over the 4.5 here. So I'm hoping that didn't shift yet. No, it didn't quite yet. So let's hit the over 4.5 F5. Although, you know what? Actually, Jay, pump the brakes 1 second. As I'm saying with Oakland, I generally go over full game, but it's okay. We could just go over the F5 because I have that strength is so high. Let's dive into it. It's JP France and Hollywood Hogan Harris. JP France and the Astros minus 190 dogs. I can't pay that. Yes, 3.3 ERA, 1.26 whip. However, we did mention liking the Oakland offense. Regression monster coming for France. XFIP over 4.6. Sierra getting up near 5. Only a 17% K, single-digit K minus BB, 38 walk. I don't know what the opposite of a bully. I need to come up with a clever word for that. If you're unfamiliar, new to the show, thank you very much. We do appreciate it. Trying to bring you that smoke, all the way through the year as people get into football. That we're trying to keep that passion, keep that energy flowing. Always challenging the brain every single day, right? You never stay the same. Get a little bit better every single day. Again, you be glad. And again, nuance and context at the source of it. So if you're new here, I call it a bully metric. Adding first strike to chase rate when they come up over 100, right? A great first strike rate is 65. A great chase rate is 35. Put them together, what do you got, right? You get to 100, you get somebody that is bullying the opposition around, right? He's getting up, he gets ahead, and then makes you chase his garbage. And I've always kind of sunk into that for F5 betting, which I call the race to 15 outs. I'm not sure what the opposite would be. 56% first strike, 26 O swing, 38% ball rate. You wonder, how this guy has survived. So he's been extremely lucky, in my opinion. 271 BABIP for France. Righties have been a nightmare for him. Lefties the same, 252 batting average against each of them, believe it or not. Again, surviving on the road with the low ERA, 218 ERA on the road, but a 4.5 XFIP. Sierra north of 5, last 400 pitches thrown. I'm not buying it. Hollywood Hogan Harris heroes. 6.5 ERA, 1.5 whip. OPS get up near 800. XFIP, K-minus walk ERA in Sierra at 5 or above. Double-digit walk rate, not any good. 37 ball, only 20 whiff, 55 first strike, and nearly 10% miss rate. Remember the DDB, what's going on? Salute. Welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us again. As we moved over to the new time slot, we were really afraid we were going to lose some of the steam, the phalanx, right, that 300 shell. And it happens. But such is life in the big city. I'll be bringing you some football stuff, too, so I don't feel like I'm out there in the cold. Yes, please rate, review, and subscribe. Hit the like button. That shit matters more than it should, man. Matters more than it should. There's nothing worse than losing a show you love that's free, right? If it's free, it's for me because you didn't press the like button. It's so ridiculous. That's ridiculous, right? We are up before the crack of dawn, humming to bring this show, man. It is not easy. It's a lot of work to trade you for a cartoon finger. Let's get back into Hogan heroes. Again, another opposite bully. So JP was 56 and 26. Hogan is 55 and 25. Just awful. Absolutely awful. So you got to think he's gonna get smoked as well. He's got no answer for anybody. Lefties and righties, minimum 260 BA. Lefties with the 280. And he's been terrible at home, which is generally thought of as a good pitching park. 5.86 ERA for Hogan. 5.57 xFIP. Almost 8. 1.5 homer 9. 6.4 ERA last 500 pitches. You get into the offenses, and I guess this is where it is. People are kind of selling the Oakland offense short, which I think there's something to that. But at the same time, they're adding new pieces. And I think you always got to be careful with that. We've seen that happen with Detroit. Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter. We've seen it happen with the Nationals. Lane Thomas, C.J. Abrams, Heimer Candelario. Even Dom Smith waking up a touch here and there. And then I think with the A's too, right? Well, at one point, Noda, it was out. One point, Rooker, he was out. But now, Bleday and Geloff and Soderstrom just making the A's look a little more like an actual lineup. So I think that's part of the suppression here. And again, people see, I think the public sees the 3.3 ERA for France. I think public sees the teams, right? The jerseys, Astros, and then the LOL Athletics. And it's very easy to kind of jump on board against that. And I think that's where we try and kind of bucket. I want to bring up the Oakland lineup and see. So, yeah, the lead with Campy's whack, of course. But like Brown, Seth Brown, Bleday, and Soderstrom, and then all of a sudden, the guys who do kind of suck, a little bit at least, like Peterson. I don't mean to knock these guys. They're baseball players. They're awesome athletes. But, I mean, a guy like Peterson, Jace Peterson, this is not a 3, 4, 5 hitter in the major leagues. If there's something that you like about him, a guy like Cody Thomas is up. Again, Brent Rooker. These guys need to get bumped down to this 6, 7, 8, 9, where now there's a bit more rotation in the lineup. So we're way over the 4.5 here. Jay's kind of flipping you through the menu. It's a perfect time, man. Let's do the bet stamp thing. Jay, take 30 seconds. How much bet stamp app we're using?
All right, guys, you know the drill here. The easiest way to improve as a sports bettor is to use multiple sports books and to always get the best odds. We recommend using an odds comparison tool like BetStamp, like you saw on the screen there. BetStamp simply just compares odds across every sports books for games, futures, and player props. Save time and money by checking BetStamp before you bet. Download the app today. And if you see the link on the screen there, betstamp.app/call to the pen. If you head over to that link or click the link in the description or in the chat, it'll take you to a page where you can open up multiple sports books. So if you don't have them, you can open up the links through there, and it really just helps support the show.
D-Rock, Taco Core, how do you do? Welcome back. Jay, that's a pretty – I'm going to try and get into that when we do the split slate. That's a perfect time to talk about the app again. Listen, the thing sells itself. Whatever. I've been using it. The second you see it, at least, even if you're not necessarily using it to bet, and I do suggest you do because the links are live. You want to read the tape, right? It's a trading term. But it gives you an idea of which way the market is leaning. For example, the 4.5 that we like, you start to see other 5s on the board, give you an idea of where the market is leaning, and vice versa, right? I'm telling you, want to keep an eye on the general market. BetStamp, make it extremely easy to do just that. All right, let's get up into the early games and see if we can put something together. Okay, maybe we could do like a double. All right, I got 3 games at like 12:30, and then we got like 3 games, 1, 1, and 3. I don't know, maybe we could do a couple pairs or something like that. All right, let's get an early parlay going. All right, I think we want to go F5s with this one. Jay, so let's see if we can get the half run with Zach Gallen and the Diamondbacks against Strider. Listen, of course, Strider is excellent. We know the Braves are excellent. But, man, I got Gallen right there. And I'd love to get the plus price on it. And it's a pretty decent price. It's near even money. So you get what do we got, like minus 110 or something like that? I'm so blind. It's funny. If I maximize my window, everything else maximizes for this except for the screen. So I think I like the Diamondbacks through 5 getting the run. Feels like it's not so greedy. We know the Diamondbacks offense is really good. We've even seen Strider, he's hiccuped a bit. People expect him to just go out and kill. He's got a 4.8 ERA last 400 pitches thrown also. Again, we're not looking to kill Strider. We're looking to get out of this one with our balls intact. 1-1, 2-1, 1-0, 2-2 at the worst. So I like that. I like the Arizona play. I'm trying to confirm stuff with the algo as I go. I have Atlanta ahead, but again, I could have this one at 2-2-2-1. Range of outcomes. Next up, it's Giants in Cincinnati. I didn't see the F5 board. Same thing too with the other Reds. I'm not sure his favorite. Damn, I wish I could read that thing, man. I can't read it. If the Reds are dogs, I like Abbott with the half run. Especially because we're going to pair it. You got to pay a bit of it. I mean, it's like a waste to it. I just can't see it. So I thought I liked Abbott in the closer, but again, my algo is like is so close. So if we're going to pay juice, maybe we just go with the straight F5 on Cincinnati. Save the juice and risk the push, right? Again, when you're parlaying, always lean conservative. That's why I was leaning towards the half runs, trying to get away with the tie game, is what I meant to say. Next up, I know I printed this one at San Diego, so let's just go with that one. We'll pair those 3. That is going to make our early. We have a good little afternoon delight going on. I like that one as well. So I'm gonna spank this one in real time myself. I actually got plus money on the Arizona F5, so people, of course, make sure you're shopping that one around. Oh wait, did I not? Milwaukee and Philly, I skipped. I like that one. Man, I like that one also. You know what, Jay? Let's do, because I did print San Diego as a straight play. Let's do that because we're up to 4. So I want to share my best stuff with people, if I can. Anybody that's sticking around with the show this point of the year, well, that stuff's all good with me. Sorry, I've got like a fly going on. So let's do that one, right? So can we get San Diego F5 straight, and then we'll back it up, and I think I want to add Milwaukee into the early one. And give me Corbin Burns. He's an even money against Taijuan Walker. I think we have the edge there. So let's roll out our parlay, Jay. Okay, again, F5, Arizona run line, backing Gallon, Milwaukee, F5 money line, backing Burns, Reds, F5 money line, backing Abbott. And then we're going to go straight shot on the Padres and Snell. Perfecto, Mundo, a little bit of action. Yeah, a little bit of action, Jackson, for everybody. Never hurt anybody. There were a couple more. It's Kopech and the White Sox against Quintana and the Mets. I was kind of leaving this one alone because we haven't seen these guys. Padres F5. I want to stick with Snell 5 and dive. 5 and dive. Hopefully, he walks guys sometimes. He throws too many pitches. He's not really efficient. And he's facing the Blue Jays that can be patient. Sorry, I blew through it a bit. San Diego and Snell have Toronto and the Bassett Hound. Bassett's again been up and down, but Snell's just been ridiculous. Again, race to 50 now. It's a total with the variance, considering the variance in baseball, and then the fact you shrink it down to 15 outs. That's something I've kind of learned to embrace. We really think you have the edge, as scared as you may be of the Toronto offense. It's not Texas right now. It's not Atlanta. Even though we're going up against Atlanta, it's Gallon. It's 15 outs. You got to be confident that you're going to score 1. You're going to score 2. So, Jay, I like that one around. Right. Wait. Straight play, San Diego. The other 3 are paired. And we're going to bang less. Yeah, I don't want to be too robust. Those other 3, by the way, sorry if we lost anybody. I'll back it up. And I got like a plus 675, plus 700 on those 3. Sorry, sometimes live TV is going to be a bit of a circus. The afternoon games, as I'm looking at it, I think I'm off it, though. You know what? I want to add one other straight play, Jay. because we have time, I don't generally do this, but we have the entire day. Now that the show's on at 9:30. Even the 3 o'clock game, we got 5 or 6 hours. I want to go Detroit full game against Kansas City. We've got Lorenzen v. Greinke, and I saw minus 125 or minus 130. So let's bet that one straight also. You know, we want a couple of straight plays. We want to be clawing back to green, get everybody in, feeling pretty good about the Wild situation. You know, we had some trouble, people. If you're following around the bet stamp, they track it, which is fantastic. But the mistake that we probably made was going live right off the bat before we kind of had our teeth sunk into how the show would go, how robust the tickets would be. So you'll notice that it's not truly proportionate. So again, we're doing our best to climb back. So 125 for the Detroit money line, which I really like. You know, Lorenzen, LOL, the all-star stuff. All you want, he's been good. Sub-4 ERA, 113 whip. He's not walking batters, getting ahead of everybody. 70% first strike, excellent. And he's been very good on the road. Greinke, I'm just not buying it. 5.4 ERA, 800 OPS. And he's been bad at home, 300 batting average allowed in his own building. Lefties in particular just killing him. So get you Detroit lefties in the lineup, 331 batting average, 930 OPS against Greinke. So again, the ones that I really feel good about, you want to bet those straight, right? We don't want whatever the Braves scoring against Gallen to throw it off. The Snell F5 that we really like in Detroit. So that's it, everybody. Let's get out of here. That will do it. Fastest show in MLB. Absolutely anywhere. Take that one to the bank. And you know it. Yeah, I guess a couple of program notes as Jay scans through our plays for the day. Sorry if it was a bit of jambalaya. You know, these scheduling days are really tough. I never know exactly what we're going to get to and to what extent. And then with the new time slot, a little more time in the vine. I feel a little more comfortable putting straight plays earlier on in the day. Again, the commuter crowd, we're thinking about you. You know, we are. We have you in mind. As much as we love our D-Gens, if you're listening to the show live, you still are, 6 hours in front of everything. Or 3 hours with these 12:30 games. So rate, review, and subscribe to the show on YouTube and press the buttons, thumbs, bells alike. 5-star reviews to the front of the line for our podcast people, because that stuff really, really matters. You want to show back and give it a 5-star review. All right, I guess that'll do it, man. I got football stuff coming. Check me out on Twitter at John Laghezza. The football stuff, I try to make everything so cheap. I'm going to emulate the baseball side. So you're going to get cheat sheets up the wazoo heading into the season for fantasy. You're going to get ranks, write-ups as I get to them, tracking the football ranks with a downloadable CSV you could upload into Underdog or use on your own to organize, and do waiver ads every single week that you're going to email alert about, and that's going to be $10 for the entire year. So, I always I'm really been trying to make it my goal to give people the avenues, some more of the more premium content out there without beating them over the head. And then for the sharper people, making it cheap enough that you don't have to choose between my stuff and the other expensive stuff. I mean, for $10, I don't know. My work's not worth $10. And I'm like, screw you. The door's over there. So enjoy the day. Enjoy the games. Done with the book. Enjoy the pay. And remember, when you work this hard, there's a lot less like luck. We'll be back tomorrow. Special guest Mark Zinno from ESPN Radio, betting sharp. And then I'll be on Pass the Prop with player prop savant and monotone football. Make sure you check that one out at noon. Yeah, getting into the week out. I love it. We'll be keeping on the K leaderboard. You know it. Brian Rose, Matty Dub, D-Rock. We love you. We'll check you tomorrow. Peace.